Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Great news. Just went on to the Boss website for the Katana mk2 and looks like our driver for 10.1.5 is now up on the site. So how we're going to install this thing is you got to download a few pieces, Mac users here. You're going to want the driver for 10.1.5 if you are running Catalina. Okay. You're also going to need Boss Tone Studio version 1.0.0 for Mac OS. Alright. And you also will need the system program version 1.01. Now, what the program version is, that is your firmware update. Walk through the how to tell the version part before you do the update. In all likelihood, you're going to have to do it. I got one of the first Katanas to come into Long McQuaid here in Canada, at our store anyways, and they had 150 water and one 100 water, and of course I bought the 100 watt 1x12, and I ended up having to do this. But check anyways to make sure, alright? Anyhow, so you're going to need to download that. You may or may not have to use it. If you do, then do the firmware update first, because if you do all the rest and you don't do the firmware update and you need it, well, it ain't going to fire up for you. So you're going to have to make sure of that first. So if you do have to do the firmware update, do it. Then install your driver and install your program, and you should be able to just go click. Real simply, and voila. Now the first time you fire this up, of course, that it's running, it's going to give you a choice between your USB interface if you have one, the Katana, and the DAW. You want the Katana only, just the Katana part. So now we have Tone Studio running for the Mark IIs without any problem at all. Now, as far as the Mark I's go, let's find out. Boss Katana 100. And program. Yep. So they got 10.1.5 out now for the Katana 100. So we're all good. It has the 10.1.5 driver. The 50 will be the same thing. So we'll check the 50. Also 10.1.5. Katana 50 mk2. Download. And the Katana 10.1.5 as well for the 50 watt version. And I'm sure the 100 watt version is going to be there too, etc., etc. Now the other thing I'm kind of curious about, Boss support by product, GT-1000. This is my pedal board that I recently picked up. We have 10.1.4. We do not seem to have 10.1.5. So we're still going to be waiting on the 10.1.5 support for that. Boss ME-80. Because I have an ME-80 as well. And we have no 10.1.5 support as of yet. So, for those of you who have a lot of Boss products like myself, your Katana Mk1s and your Mk2s, you're good to go for Catalina now. If you have an ME80, a GT-100, a GT-100, GT-1000, that's the other one we should actually check while we're up here, because that's a very current board. We do have support for the 10.1.5 driver for the GT-1000. So GT-1000 users, Boss Katana Mk1 mk2 users, you guys are all good to rock and roll on Mac OS X Catalina. Thank you, Boss, for getting this done for us. Now please work on the ME80 and the GT-100 pedal processors and get those things going, and then I'll be an even happier customer myself. I'm so thrilled though to have my Mark II amp on my Mac now. I really don't like using my Windows laptop for doing anything with my studio in here. I prefer to do all that stuff on my Mac. I mean, that's big part of the reason why I bought a Mac. It's designed and meant to be done on this. But as you can see, the program is fine. It didn't bark, no issues, so we're all good to go. And I already had the Tone Studio and everything else in there. It was just a matter of just installing that new updated driver, and we're ready to go. I'm also likely going to have to do the Tone Studio driver for 10.1.5 for the regular Katana. Not for myself, but I do have two students that both have Katanas, and I'm going to have to make sure that their amps are ready to go, because I actually am the one who does the programming for them when they need stuff done from time to time. But anyways, great to see this interface up on the Mac. So much nicer than on the PC. No offense, but I am a PC user, so I can get away with saying that. So we got our 4-chain effects now. All of our other little goodies. Now, one thing I'm curious about, we have that preamp in circuit, right? And I've actually been making use of that with my Katana. So what I'd like to know is what happens with Tone Studio when I bypass my preamp. Okay. So it tells us the power amp in jack is being used, which means we have absolutely zero access to any of this. Okay? Which is fine. It's not a big deal. It's what I thought would probably end up happening, and it does. So if you do use your different preamp on your Katana 100 series amplifier, because it's the only ones that have it are the Katana 100s, make sure you unplug it before firing up Tone Studio. If not, once Studio is up, you can just unplug. You should be able to just unplug and away you go, or reboot the program. But that's what happens when you do plug it back in. You will be offline. So, because you can't do anything when the preamp has been bypassed. Anyways, so we're out of there. That's good, that's good. So GT-1000 users, Katana Mk1 and 2s, we're all good for Catalina now. So that's awesome news. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video and the update. And like I said to Boss, thank you if you're watching this video. And please get on the ME80 and the GT-100, because I'd like to get those boards back up and running on the Mac as well. Okay, so hey, catch you later, guys. Ciao.